Hello again, and welcome to week 6 of my video rant. Now I must admit, I wasn't as excited to do this one as I have in the past couple weeks, because there was only one comment in my guest book, and it wasn't even worth responding to. So I actually had to think of something to talk about for this video. Fortunately I did. I have a theme going this week in case you didn't notice. It's called Toughness Week. And on Monday I talked about the league's the toughest players, each team's enforcer in my rankings. So now I'm going to talk about who I think are the 3 toughest teams in the NHL. I'm going to start with the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, of course, a lot of you, I'm sure, think that is a biased pick, but I got the numbers to back up the Flyers as being one of the league's toughest teams. First off, what do you got here? You got 56 fighting majors this season, almost won a game. That's 4th best in the NHL, and 14 different Flyers have dropped the gloves this year. So almost anyone on the team's willing to fight. Some of them may not be there anymore, but that's still a good amount of players in orange and black who have fought. Riley Cote is obviously their best fighter. He's become a heavyweight. He's taken on just about everybody who's a big brawler in the league. Like, he's gone against Andre Waugh, Colton Orr, Donald Brashear, Andrew Peters, George Laraque, Jody Shelley, all the league's heavyweights. I think you can say Riley Cote is a heavyweight too. Flyers also have one of the league's best pests in Scott Hartnell. Hartnell's got a lot of penalty minutes this season. It's because he's good at getting under the opponent's skin and starting scrums. He's definitely their scrum starter guy. And then, of course, there's always Jason Smith, the Flyers captain, who's a very good leader. He'll stand up for his teammates at almost any time. He'll start scuffles. He'll start fights. He'll drop the gloves. And you can tell that he's a physical player just looking at his face. It seems like every week he's got a different black eye, and it's been a long time since he hasn't had one. So there's the Philadelphia Flyers. My pick for second toughest team in the league is the Calgary Flames. They are second in the NHL with 58 fighting majors this season, and 14 different Flames have brawled. Just like the Flyers, they have a lot of versatility there when it comes to who's going to duke it out. And they have their skilled players will even fight, especially Jerome Iginla. Iginla got the nod once from the Sporting News as the best all-around player in the NHL, and for good reason. Because Iginla can score, he can hit, he can pass, he can fight, he can do it all. He won't back down from anyone. I've seen Iginla fight against some of the league's heavyweights. And another guy who will do that on the Flames is enforcer Eric Goddard. Goddard is a quality enforcer, and some of his fights this year have included going up against big Minnesota goon Derek Bugard and Colorado goon Scott Parker, who he's taken on 3 times. Count him, 3 times. That's what happens when you're division rivals and you don't like each other. You're going to fight. And of course, Calgary has the guy anointed as the next Scott Stevens, Mr. Dion Phaneuf. Phaneuf is one of the league's top hitters now and could end up being the top technical hitter in the league in a couple years, which is something that Scott Stevens was for a long time on the Devils. Of course, I'll consider Phaneuf in a different light because I won't hate him because he won't be on the Devils. But yeah, Phaneuf, he's piling up the penalty minutes, but he's also piling up the points. He's becoming an amazing all-around player. There's the Flames. Now, number 1, my pick for the toughest team in the league. No one's even close to these guys. The Anaheim Ducks. The Anaheim Ducks lead the league in fighting majors and in penalty minutes. They have 1,248 penalty minutes, which is crazy. It's like almost 20 a game. And their 62 fight majors are about 1 a game. 15 different players have scrapped this year. And they have 3 players on the team. It's going to count 3. Put up the 3 again. With over 100 penalty minutes. Those would be Chris Pronger, Corey Perry, and George Parros. Chris Pronger is probably who I'd say the league's best technical hitter. Very big, very strong, very aggressive player. Wherever he goes, teams win. He was a big reason the St. Louis Blues made the playoffs for so many years. Then he leaves them. You see the Blues start to suck. He goes to Edmonton. They reach the Stanley Cup Finals. He leaves them, goes to Anaheim. Boom! Stanley Cup. No coincidence at all. Wherever Pronger goes, he wins, and it's largely because of his physical presence. And, of course, there's the man with the league's best porn stash, George Parros. George Parros is second in the league with 21 fighting majors, and he's fought both of the enforcers that I mentioned before. He's scrapped with Riley Cote and Eric Goddard. He goes up against anyone. He's fought Bugard, Todd Fedoruk. He's going up against DJ King of the St. Louis Blues twice. He's fought Andrew Peters, the aforementioned Scott Parker, and Darcy Hordachuk. If you ask George Paris to drop the gloves, there won't ever be a time where he's going to say no. Oh, man. You see this? I'm talking about garbage. I'm talking about the leagues. I'm talking about teams and their penalty minutes. Come on, people. Give me some guestbook comments. I need to ridicule people. And I need to thank people for liking my website. I haven't really had that this week. All right, well, unfortunately, this is going to be my last video for 2 weeks. Next week, I'm going on vacation to Florida with my brother. So until then, in 2 weeks, I will see you guys then. And come on, leave me some guestbook comments. I need guestbook comments. I need to talk about you people. Come on, if there's anyone out there. All right. I'm done. Good night.